Greetings, Guardian Scholars. We are about to start week 10, and when we finish this week, we will be 2/3 of the way through the semester. So be strong. You can finish strong. Remember that week 15, I have a little opportunity for you to catch up again before the final exam. So let's click on to week 10 and take a look. So this week we're going to focus on taking research notes. Now you already hopefully have completed Research Quest Level 3, and the idea there was to find 10 potential sources that you might use in your research paper for Essay 3. Remember, you're looking for a problem that you care about, and you're going to look into the causes, you're going to look into the effects, and you're going to look into solutions. So it really divides itself up really neatly into 3 kind of mini papers that you're going to weave together and add an intro and conclusion. And so it makes it a lot easier to handle kind of that larger essays when you can figure out how to chunk it up and address different sections of it one at a time. Well, finding research sources is not enough. What you want to do is before you even start writing, you want to pull out notes on causes, effects, solutions, and of course if there are any important definitions that you might need to include or important background information. And so on Monday during our Zoom class, we'll be going over how to take research notes, and our weekly reflective journal for the beginning of the week, and you could do this even before class, is about pseudo-skimming for research. So there's a short video to watch. If I open this up in a new tab, you can see, also by the wonderful Thomas Frank, and he's going to explain ways of reading faster that actually work in the 6-minute video. And then I want you to really focus in on pseudo-skimming, because I hesitate to teach pseudo-skimming at the beginning of the semester. I think we need to focus more on reading deeply and reading actively. But pseudo-skimming is really, really a great strategy when you're trying to just look through a whole bunch of research and try to see if it's even useful to your research project. And so I'd like you to this week really focus in on that type of reading skill, which is you're really skimming through documents looking for information related to your paper and thinking about, are there causes addressed here? Are there effects addressed here? Are there solutions? Are there important definitions? And so I encourage you even to maybe look at this before class on Monday if you can. The Tuesday night, our first set of research notes are due, and I do have of course, always the downloadable file that you can use. Everything in this downloadable file is also the same thing as you're going to see right here, the directions. And then I have a model of research notes that I have created. I started off with the MLA citation, and then this is the, my first part is the annotations. So what is the source about overall? How do you plan to use it? And then what kind of source is it? What authority does it have? For instance, this is, is this person an expert in the area? It was originally published in New York Times, right? And then after I've done that, I want to include typed notes such as, okay, how big are the effects? What are the risk factors? What are the costs? Those kinds of things. Or you could also do causes, effects, solutions. And you'll note that I included in my research notes quotation marks, right, before and after. And I also included the in-text citation. That way, if I copy and paste this into my outline or into my rough draft, I don't forget where this information is from. And this will really help us avoid accidental plagiarism. So please pay attention to the examples and the directions on that, because it will save you a lot of work later on. And so I basically split the notes into 2 parts. So you have about 4 sources, about an average of 5 notes per source for part 1, so about 20 notes, and then for research notes part 2, another 20 notes. With 40 notes, that should be plenty of evidence for you to use in your essay. You may find after you've written a rough draft that there's more information that you need on one or another topic, and that's okay as well. also due this week on Thursday, in addition to the research notes part 2, is the Writing Center activity on avoiding plagiarism. This one is a little bit different. What you're going to do is you're actually going to go into the Writing Center and find this avoiding plagiarism module. And then what you're going to turn in to me is 3 to 5 sentences about what you learned about plagiarism and a screenshot of your quiz in the Writing Center. So you don't have, it'll be worth 10 points even if you don't have a conference. But if you struggle with a quiz, I do recommend that you meet with me or a Writing Center instructor or tutor. So to find this, I want to give you a little example of how to get there. Oh, I'm going to have to leave student view for this for some reason and go to the Writing Center. And I will go over to modules to get there. And I am going to look at avoiding plagiarism. Oh, plagiarism module for RCC. And so there's 2 parts to it. There's the Not Today, Satan, avoiding plagiarism. This is actually, the module is actually pretty funny. One of the librarians actually created this for us, and I just think it's fantastic. I worked through the module myself. And so it has a couple of videos included. It has some explanation, infographics, and then there's this plagiarism game, right? And then there's more information there. Then the next part of it, the part that you're going to give me evidence of, is this quiz that you're going to take, right? And then what you're going to do is once you finish the quiz, you're going to screenshot it and turn that into me along with what you learned from the plagiarism module. Okay, so when you go back over to here, when you start assignment, you're going to upload the file of the screenshot that you took, and then you can write comments. So let's say I screenshot this. I have a little snip and sketch thing that I really like using for screenshots. Okay, obviously I haven't taken the quiz here. I've taken it before, but you would screenshot the quiz that you've taken. So I'm going to save this as screenshot, quiz, screenshot, okay. And then when I go over to our Writing Center, I'm going to upload a file. Oh, I need to click choose file. And let's go to downloads. Nope, I just realized it's in my photos. Quiz screenshot, where are you? Sorry guys, I'd like to do this a little bit more fast. Okay, a little bit more quickly, so I'm going to upload that. And then for my comments, I'm going to write 3 to 5 sentences about what I learned from the plagiarism module. Okay, and so I'm going to submit that assignment, and oh, not sure why it failed. Okay, I'd have to play around with that. Okay, I think it may be because I have too much going on right now, but I wanted to show you that's generally how you're going to be approaching this. So going back into our modules, so in addition to the research notes and the plagiarism module, on Saturday is due our Essay 3 pre-write, which is an outline. And so just to open that up for you, as before, if you click, this is the prompt for the essay on the whole. I try to include it each time. But what I'd like you to do is have a formal outline with the intro, the 3 major sections of the body, and the conclusion. And I do have a template outline. So if you click here, you'll see the outline template, and you can download it as well and modify it. And so we'll have kind of the intro section, defining and proving the problem needs to be solved, which really is going to focus on negative effects. We're going to look at causes of the problems, and then at the end, solutions to the problem, and finally your conclusion. And so you could use my outline template and modify it to include information on the specific problem and research that you've been doing, and that's going to really set you up to make it easier for you to write your rough draft. Now, I wanted to point out that at the very end, I just want you to remember to sign up for that Benchmark Conference 3. All right, and that, in a nutshell, is week 10